A very warm welcome to Paisley's Lagoon Centre for live coverage of the Caledonia Gladiators against the Sevenoaks Suns, two of the hottest teams to start the season in the Women's British Basketball League. And they will face off here today as the Caledonia Gladiators look to keep their unbeaten start to the season going. Now we'll get ready for the in-arena team announcements and we'll be back with the starting fives very shortly.
With the away teams, here we are, we're ready to go now, ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon's away team, the visiting Sevenoaks Suns. The coach by Lagoon. Number 4 is Julia Koppel, number 7 Amber Thompson, 8 is Renee Bush, 10 A.B. Rancho, 11 Katie Richards, 12 Candice Monicano, 13 is Millie Watkins, 14 is Katie Fox, and the 15 is Judith Ellis. We're ready to welcome your team. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to get to your feet right now and bring in your Caledonia Gladiators with some noise! Introducing, first of all, from Glasgow, Scotland, wearing number 4, it's Robin Lewis! At number 5, from Košice, Slovakia, Raka Sasova! Unit number 10 this afternoon from Stirling in Scotland. Please welcome Kat Kershaw! From New Jersey, USA. Winning 13, we know her as EJ. Welcome, Erin Jones. At number 20, from Glasgow in Scotland, Sophie Locken. At 21, from Greenwich, Connecticut, USA, it's Abby. Washington. this afternoon. Please welcome from Inverness in the Highlands of Scotland, Zoe Sharp. 35 from Ontario, Canada, it's Marley Ball. Wearing 77 from Glasgow, Scotland, Kerry McGee. And Gladiators fans, please welcome our captain from Glasgow in Scotland, wearing the number 14, Erin McGarrigan. And let's hear it for the assistant coach, Donnie McDonald. And the head coach is Miguel Ortega. Let's see, Gladiators fans.
No doubt there is an atmosphere inside this arena this afternoon, and certainly those introductions are quite the spectacle to behold. Hopefully the basketball measures up, and if this season so far has been anything to go by, then that will no doubt be the case. The Caledonia Gladiators unbeaten so far in the new campaign, including a dramatic overtime victory last week. You had to be here to see that one. Erin Jones with a dramatic three-pointer to tie the game, and then in overtime the Gladiators managing to get over the line to get into the next round of the WBBL Cup, where, funnily enough, they're going to meet the Sevenoaks Suns once again after the draw was made last week. But in the other two league games this season, of course, we are back on league duty today, then it has been a little bit easier for the Gladiators in both of those games. A victory away at Essex after coming back from being behind early on, and that followed the demolition, you have to say, of the Newcastle Eagles here. As for the Sevenoaks Suns, the star-studded London Lions beat them in a rematch of last season's playoff final to begin the season, but they bounced back from that, and they did so in style with a thumping win at the Oakland's Wolves, winning by 122 points to 50. An epic margin there for victory at Oakland's College. And then they also had a fairly comfortable win, albeit not quite with the same winning margin as the Caledonia Gladiators managed against the Newcastle Eagles at Surrey Sports Park in what was their first home clash of the season a couple of weeks ago. So they've had an extra week just to get themselves fit and firing for this one. Big team news today from the home team's perspective is the fact that Kat Kirsup, as you saw, she was in training gear rather than suited up to play, so she is missing out through illness. Abby Wolf will play today, not from the start, but this will be her first appearance on her home court. Did very well in the victory down in Essex. And Zoe Sharp, the young guard, the teenage sensation from the Highlands, makes her first appearance from the beginning of a match for the Caledonia Gladiators. So going through those starting fives for you, the Gladiators go with Robin Lewis, Tia Adams, Zoe Sharp, Erin Jones and Chantel Handy. The Sevenoaks Suns have Orion Bradshaw, Judith Fritz, Amber Thompson, Janice Monacana and Yulia Kopel. For the Suns, Kopel, certainly a big presence for them in the paint, averaging almost a double-double, 10.7 points per game, 9.3 rebounds per game, and a couple of blocks in every appearance she's made as well. She'll be the tallest player on court tonight from the beginning of the game. Also, of course, absolutely massive for the Sevenoaks Suns, having Janice Monacana, who was poised to retire at the end of last season, but now will be back, having managed to find the right balance between our personal work commitments and Women's British Basketball League commitments. The camera panned in there on the final words that coach Miguel Angel Ortega Marco will be giving to the team. You can see alongside him assistant Tony McDonald, Honor Campbell, the team manager in the background there as well, next to Abby Wolf. So, can the Gladiators keep knocking out every opponent that comes? It's been an interesting sort of stagger in terms of the start to the season. Just gradually the level of opponent notching up bit by bit. And no doubt this Sevenoaks Suns team will be the toughest assignment yet for the women's Caledonia Gladiators team. Three-time playoff winners in 2017, 2018 and 2019. And in the last three completed regular seasons, obviously one was cut due to the COVID-19 pandemic, they have finished first in the standings. So it's not going to be an easy assignment tonight for the Caledonia Gladiators. But if they want to show that they have what it takes to perhaps even go all the way and lift some silverware this year, then tonight is a night where they can really lay down a marker. And look at that, Zoe Sharp just making sure to give high fives to the rest of the team. What a night it is for her. Played for Caledonia Pride and Edinburgh University while studying her hires last year. She's a dynamic, athletic player. Has represented Scotland's under 14 and under 16 level, and also played for Great Britain in the under 16 European Championships. A dedicated player is Zoe Sharp. Her parents have moved twice to help her pursue her professional career, and this is a milestone moment for her tonight, and it feels like a litmus test of sorts for these Gladiators. Sevenoaks Suns, coached by a man who now you can probably say has legendary status in the Women's British Basketball League, in Len Bush, three-time champion. So we're just about ready for tip-off here. It will be Chantel Handy and Yulia Kopel who will contest it. And it's the visitors who win the tip-off, but they tip it straight out of play. So Tia Adams will have the put in. And an early chance for the Gladiators to get some points on the board here. Tia Adams gets it back from Robin Lewis. Just a reset here. It's going to be Robin Lewis to put in this time. Just seemed almost the calm before the storm re-beginning. It's tossed up by Lewis, and Chantel Handy just couldn't quite get turned quickly enough. I think she's claiming that the attentions of Judith Fritz weren't quite not meriting of a foul. Bradshaw gets it to Fritz, who attacks the basket, but that's good defense from the Gladiators. Erin Jones now. And Robin Lewis has the chance to attack, then leaks it back out to Tia Adams. Lewis. Zoe Sharp tries the pass round the corner towards Handy. Decent idea from young Zoe there, but it ends up a Sevenoaks Suns ball. Inbounded by Fritz. And then Monacana was moving towards the basket, but travelling is called. So a slight error by the veteran. To Adams, calling for the screen, or at least a bit of movement. Robin Lewis happy to oblige. Adams to Lewis. Zoe Sharp dummied the three, and now Chantel Handy puts it up and puts it in. First points of the game to the Caledonia Gladiators. They're only putting 2 on the scoreboard. Maybe a foot on the line there. I thought, to all intents and purposes, that was a 3-ball to start the game. Fritz flings one up and then grabs her own rebounds. Little bit stop-start to begin this game. So Bradshaw will put in. Well handled by Kubel, who gets it back to Bradshaw. Lane opens up for her. And she will go to the line. Was called on Chantel Handy, so chance to tie the game if Bradshaw can make both of these free throws for the Sevenoaks Suns. Shooting 67% so far this season. With a bit of help from the rim, that first one goes in. So all square on the scoreboards. Robin Lewis, Chantel Handy, that's too high for Tia Adams. And that's slightly careless turnover. It will be Fritz to put it back in for the Sevenoaks Suns. Full court press has been in operation for the Gladiators for a lot of this season. And once more that's the case here. Foul called on Zoe Sharp there though. Did think the youngster tried to contest that fairly. But Coach Miguel in her ear. Very important part of what the Gladiators are trying to do here is create a pathway for young Scottish players to go and make their dreams happen. As Bradshaw shoots. Well rebounded. Now hands it off. Monacana. And this time the Gladiators get the rebound. Tia Adams then feeds it in to Zoe Sharp, who's under the basket, and then trying to find Robin Lewis. Maybe there was the opportunity for a layup there for Sharp. She's got space for the three though. Unlucky. Chantel Handy manages to get the offensive rebound, and now Robin Lewis makes it rain. This time it does count for 3 points. And the perimeter shooting so far for the Gladiators paying dividends. Bradshaw gives that to Fritz though, as the Sevenoaks Suns look to answer here. Renee Bush now on court and loses possession. Bounce pass from Sharp. Erin Jones went up to try and get the basket, and it goes behind. No foul there, so it will be inbounded by Zoe Sharp. And the youngsters pass well anticipated by Bradshaw, who gets it to Fritz. Now Renee Bush tosses it up, and it's fired home by Julia Koppel. Chantel Handy. Erin Jones. Robin Lewis. Handy. Just a little too much on that one. Here's Fritz. Couple. And Monacana up. Great rebound from Erin Jones. She is averaging a double-double so far this season. A dozen rebounds a game. She gets her tally underway early here, and Tia Adams completes things for the Gladiators with a nice score. Couple up against Jones. Renee Bush manages to get that out to Fritz in the end. Just trying to find space to shoot. Fritz does so. It's a little short, and Tia Adams fighting for that one. And I think that should be a jump ball. Ryan Bradshaw also throwing herself at that one. So first appearance, as you can see just walking into your picture there, Abby Wolf with her first appearance on her home court. And joining her in the fray, Radka Stashova. Chantel Handy and Tia Adams take a seat. Bush. Couple. Trying to get that to Monacana. But they weren't quite in the same wavelength. And now Radka Stashova with her first chance to try and initiate some offense here. Zoe Sharp likes that pass round the corner. It's going to be inbounded by the Caledonia Gladiators. Robin Lewis. Erin Jones up. And she's hit a few of them this season already. Can't blame her for fancying her chances. Will have the green light, as the parlance goes, to shoot, I'm sure. Monacana, lovely buckets on the turn. Radka Stashova comes darting the other way though, and she's fouled by Fritz. And the continuation for the score means that she has the chance for a three-point play. Brilliant work from the little Slovakian there. Radka Stashova. Misses from the free throw line, but Abby Wolf manages to grab the rebounds and then unfortunately turned the ball over. Maybe just too eager to release the pass that time. Monacana up. And good defense and a good rebound for Erin Jones. Stashova gives that to Robin Lewis. Now Erin Jones into Abby Wolf, who's looking busy in the paint. Nice handoff there to Fritz for the score. Ryan Bradshaw with good awareness. And the home team's lead is reduced to a single point now. Calling the play, Stashova. Signalling for what she wanted. Now the ball with Robin Lewis. Lewis tosses it up, with the shot clock winding down. And she will get a trip to the free throw line.
On is 13, Watkins. And on 14, Katie Cox.
Is by natural instincts more of a facilitator. Robin Lewis has been struggling from the free throw line so far this season. Just needs to see one drop in to increase the confidence a little. And she does. So into double figures for the first time in the game. Here's a Ryan Bradshaw. Ball going to the side here. Erin McGarrigan has come on for the Caledonia Gladiators in the meantime. Here's Renee Bush. Very active defence from the Caledonia Gladiators. Fritz, lovely move. And unlucky not to see the basket drop.
Picks up the Gladiators off as EJ 13 Jones on 22 Chantal Handy.
Chantal Handy back on for Erin Jones as the Hungarian Judith Fritz shoots from the line. First one goes. Second one doesn't. Rebounded by Abby Wolf. And still the Gladiators have their noses in front by the slightest of margins. Stashova. Chantal Handy, always so poised when she's on court. Plenty of bodies around her, unsurprisingly. Tia Adams just looking to reset things, but the shot clock was winding down. And there's a foul with a push-off there. See the officials. Offensive foul called, and that attack comes to an end for the Caledonia Gladiators. I don't think Coach Miguel Angel Ortega Marco was at all pleased with that call. Actually, it's not the officials that are incurring his iron, it's Abby Wolf. And she's promptly withdrawn, and Erin Jones deposited back onto the floor. High standards the Spaniard sets. That's why he's been so successful in his career. And just a few of these calls causing a bit of tetchiness in the arena here. So Renee Bush is going to have the chance to put the visitors ahead if she can be successful from the charity strike twice. She levels the scores with the first one, and you'd fancy her chances. Strong free throw shooter throughout her career. And now the visitors in front here. Stashova drops that off to McGarrigan, and now Handy gives it back to the Slovakian. Tia Adams into Chantal Handy, who's given space, and you cannot give Chantal Handy space like that. Bradshaw gets it out to Fritz, who shoots up and shoots beautifully. Judith Fritz playing well for the Sevenoaks Suns. Radka Stashova's double teamed, manages to get it to Handy, who made herself available when she was needed most. McGarrigan now with the chance to attack. Oh, stunning stuff from the skipper. Handles like treacle. Ball's dropped off to Katie Cox, the GB under-16 captain. Tia Adams rebounds though. And that'll be 2 shots at the line for the Caledonia Gladiators here. So Katie Cox replaced by the more experienced Janice Monacana for the Sevenoaks Suns as Tia Adams goes to the line. Unsuccessful. Fritz. Now Bradshaw gets that to Monacana. Lovely basketball from Janice Monacana. The Sevenoaks Suns are back in front. Radka Stashova goes round the screen and then bleeds that out to Erin Jones, who is making that one of the themes of her season. Glass eating and threes dropping. Fritz thought about the shot. Renee Bush now. Tia Adams saying didn't think that had to come off her. She trots off for Robin Lewis to come back on for the Gladiators. So Stashova, Lewis, McGanach and Jones handy, the home five at the moment. Renee Bush, Amelia Watkins, Judith Fritz, Ryan Bradshaw here, and Janice Monacana on for the Sevenoaks Suns. Bradshaw can't get it to drop. It's now Radka Stashova, just trying to orchestrate things. And you can see the Gladiators running more plays, being a bit more deliberate about their actions in the offensive sequences here. Chantel Handy put the ball in, but the bucket won't count.
No basket indication, unfortunately, foul call just before the release. Still going to be 2 from the line.
Good chance for the veteran here, though, at the line. Should ensure that the Gladiators go into the interval at the end of the first quarter with an advantage if she can get both of these to drop. Don't really fancy the Sevenoaks Suns scoring 4 points in less than 4 seconds. Oh, maybe there's more to be had for the Gladiators. Handy can't get it to drop. And on such fine margins can games sometimes hang, but at the end of the first, it is the hosts who are in front. The Caledonia Gladiators leading the Sevenoaks Suns by 18 points to 15. And we'll be back with you for the second quarter very shortly. Well, not sure what you're doing with your Saturday afternoon, but the Proclaimers always brightens it up a wee bit. The only song in the world to contain the word Ava, and if you come from south of the border and are watching this broadcast, then you're probably going to wonder what that word means. It means talking nonsense. So I'm sure you'll hear plenty of havering as this broadcast continues along. Erin McGarrigan has the ball and gives it to Robin Lewis. Jones into Handy. Just didn't get the roll there, Chantel Handy, but she's so good with that turning jump shot. Erin Jones to inbound. Handy. Dozen left on the shot clock. Stashova now. She's calling for the screen from Jones. Stashova tosses it up and tosses it in. 3-point shooting has been deadly from the Caledonia Gladiators so far. They've made 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Trying to respond for the Sevenoaks Suns is Renee Bush, and she does so. Good standard of game here. Stashova. Lovely work going rounds. Lewis and Handy exchange passes, and then Lewis just with a little too much on the shot. Here's Bradshaw to Bush. Slight surprise not to see Renee Bush start the game. Trip to the line now for the Sevenoaks Suns. 5 of 6 so far during the game from the free throw line. Make that 5 of 7. As that one just bounces out for Monacana. She gets the second one to go though. Stashova trying to initiate for the Gladiators. Lovely work from Radka Stashova. She's playing with a lot of confidence tonight. Bradshaw at the other end. McGarrigan gets a hand in, and that's an offensive foul called. Radka Stashova to Handy. McGarrigan drives with the left hand, lovely pass from Handy, and Stashova tosses it up. And with how delectable that behind the back pass was, you just wanted to see that one go in. Monacana pulls up, and that's a good rebound there from Watkins. Monacana though loses it. McGarrigan with the hands in. Stashova's with her. Gets it. Radka Stashova. And 2 points for the Gladiators. Lovely fast break there. You hear it all the time in basketball. Use your defense to create offense, and that's exactly what the hosts did there. Monacana in space. Gets it to drop for the Sevenoaks Suns, and it's a 1-point ball game. And once more, coach Miguel Angel Ortega Marco has some strong words for his team. They hold a 1-point lead, but I think the Spaniard believes it should be more than that. Assignments being missed and such like. He's holding his team to account, but it is the Caledonia Gladiators that leads by a single point here with 7:14 to go in the second quarter. We'll let you enjoy Neil Diamond's for what remains of this timeout. Well, my line here was going to be Sweet Palantines if Durham were winning, but unfortunately the Durham Palantines are behind 88 points to 69 against the Cardiff Met Archers with just over a minute to go in that one. A lot closer here at Paisley's Lagoon Centre. If you're just joining us, the Caledonia Gladiators and the Sevenoaks Suns have served up a very tasty quarter and a bit of basketball so far. Here's Radka Stashova. The Slovakian gets it to Handy. And Chantel Handy's pass towards Abby Wolf was just a bit beyond the big American. Bradshaw pressured by Lewis and McGarrigan. In space, Monacana shoots again. And she's finding room at the edge of the arc. Stashova in towards Abby Wolf. And Abby Wolf can't bring the ball under her spell, so it's turned over. And another chance for the Sevenoaks Suns to take the lead. Monacana in space. Up against Wolf. Lovely spin from Monacana. Deserved the bucket. Abby Wolf put her hands up. You can see just a little bit of frustration on court. Tia Adams is back on as Stashova takes a seat. Been the best performance of Radka Stashova's Caledonia Gladiators career so far, for my money. Robin Lewis to Tia Adams. Lewis tosses it up and in. It won't count. Still a confidence builder though. And the shooting so far for the Gladiators and the Sevenoaks Suns has been very good. One team averaging 50% from beyond the arc, the other 45. Chantel Handy just hurting those stats a bit with that miss.
Defense.
Monacana hands it off. And that's lovely work from Koppel. The Austrian doesn't score, but she will go to the line. Chantel Handy gathering the team in a huddle for the Gladiators. Veteran player just wanting to dish out some instructions. 35 years old, Chantel Handy. Very much the veteran player on the floor. And with a young Gladiators team, she has an important role to play. Also an assistant coach, of course, alongside Donny McDonald, assisting Miguel Angel Ortega Marco. Koppel misses from the line. Been shooting just over 50% for the season so far, but can't get either of those to go. It's well won on the offensive glass by Monacana though. And that almost dropped for Renee Bush. How many goes were the Sevenoaks Suns wanting there? Too many repeat possessions as far as the Gladiators are concerned, and lucky to get away with their opponents not scoring. Tia Adams, unlucky not to score at the other end. Did well to make a lane for herself. Monacana tries to do likewise, and that's a strong arm from Abby Wolf.
So this thing
Abby Wolf trots off, and that's the best play of her game so far. Excellent block, Zoe Sharp. A contrasting figure in terms of the build of the two players. Sharp lives up to her name and is very nimble. Maybe we've got the hand in for a steal there, and a travel is called on Renee Bush. She can't quite believe that. But that was the defensive parrying and harassing from the Gladiators, which unsettled Bush. Zoe Sharp will inbound. Tia Adams manages to shirk off her marker. Halfway through the second quarter, Caledonia Gladiators leads by a point here. Tia Adams once more gets to the basket well, but can't finish. Fritz out to Bush, thought about the three-pointer and pulls it back to orchestrate. Fritz tries to muscle her way past Tia Adams, and Bradshaw will go to the line. McGarrigan and Handy gather the Gladiators into another huddle there, just exchange some views. Bradshaw to tie. And once more, it's an unsuccessful trip to the line after starting well from the free throw stripe. It's gone a bit awry for the Sevenoaks Suns in the second quarter. Tia Adams with room to shoot, and Zoe Sharp does well to grab the rebounds. Excellent work from the youngster, Robin Lewis. Her turn to charge towards the basket. Good defense on her though. Over the top to Koppel, and that's a gorgeous assist there from Bradshaw, and the Sevenoaks Suns nudge in front. Tia Adams up to Handy, and she drops that in the basket with little fuss. Zoe Sharp is charged with guarding Bradshaw, who darted straight towards the basket. McGarrigan to Tia Adams. Adams with the jumper! Lead back up to 3 for the hosts.
4 personal effort for Adams this afternoon. So far. Let's see the defense. Defense.
Fritz with the attempt for the Sevenoaks Suns. Andy couldn't grab the rebound, Monacana does. Bradshaw drops it off. And once more, these offensive rebounds from the Sevenoaks Suns are leading to extra possessions. Bradshaw, this time Handy brings it down. I think she felt she was fouled in the process. Handy demanding the ball and tossing it up, and she's unlucky there. Zoe Sharp trying to get round the corner for the steal. Koppel just having a word with the official, Julia Koppel. Timeout's been called with just over 2.5 minutes left of the second quarter, and it feels like a very fraught and tense affair, but standards on both defence and offence have been high for both teams in this one. We'll be back with you as soon as the timeout is over. Score: Caledonia Gladiators 27, Sevenoaks Suns 24. Back here at the Lagoon Centre, Caledonia Gladiators leading here. But that's despite being a little bit behind on the rebound score. They have 16 rebounds to the Sevenoaks Suns, 23 turnovers at 9 apiece, with 4 steals for each team as well. One stat which sticks out like a sore thumb as you read through the box score is Ryan Bradshaw's 7 assists so far. Erin McGarrigan with another steal for the Gladiators and finishes. The skipper will go to the line as well. Chance for the and one play for Erin McGarrigan, and that's exactly what the Caledonia Gladiators would have been calling for coming out of that timeout. McGarrigan up and in, and the Gladiators hit 30. Julia Koppel inbounds. Renee Bush under a bit of pressure. Needs to advance the ball here. Now Bradshaw been facilitating wonderfully so far, but turns the ball over that time. Gladiators have been so stout defensively to start the season, and that's been on show once again today. Stashova called for travelling. Coach on the sideline disagrees. Fritz will inbound. And not given a moment's peace, any of these Sevenoaks Suns players. Stashova pressing Renee Bush. Bush manages to weave herself free somehow, and Monacana to the basket. That would have put her on double figures for the game so far. She has 8 points and can move that needle to 10 individually if she can make both attempts from the line here. Robin Lewis comes on for the Caledonia Gladiators. Monacana gets the first one to drop. And then the second, so she's up to 10. The Sevenoaks Suns are up to 26. Tia Adams now, looking to make something happen. Jump shot from Tia. Oh, unlucky, it rims out, but it's well grabbed by McGarrigan. Lewis now, back to Tia Adams. Erin Jones it was, unsurprisingly. I beg your pardon, not McGarrigan with the rebounds. Always on double-double watch with Erin Jones. 3 points, 3 rebounds so far. But it's not been a game to fill the box score as of yet for either of these teams. Stashova did well to work her way into position to shoot, but couldn't quite execute. So now Renee Bush to Monacana. Tries to bulldozer her way through. And commits the foul. Don't think there was much doubt about that charging call. Tia Adams with Stashova, Adams and Lewis. Plenty of speedy, nimble players for the Gladiators to try and make something happen. McGarrigan. Now Jones. Shot clock running out, so Jones had to toss it up. And it's rebounded by Fritz. Bradshaw. Fritz. A foul committed there. So now to the line goes Fritz. Chantel Handy's back on in place of Erin McGanachan. The Caledonia Gladiators. Fritz, the Hungarian. To bring it to within two, she does manage to do that. 4 seconds for the Gladiators to make something happen. It's Robin Lewis. She's dispossessed. And we end the opening half of basketball with the Caledonia Gladiators leading the Sevenoaks Suns by 30 points to 28. It's been a game where both defences have made it really hard to generate anything offensively. And had it not been for decent shooting from beyond the arc to start the game, then we might be looking at a really low score here. But despite the low scoring, it's been very entertaining, and I'm sure the second half should prove to be so as well. So make sure and join us for that after this short break. Go make yourself a cup of tea or ping a ready meal in the microwave. That's the kind of cooking I do. Anyway, we'll leave you now. Caledonia Gladiators 30, Sevenoaks Suns 20. Back with you shortly.
And a special welcome and mention to Eva from WBBL Review, who's joining us for the game here today. And for such a young age, Eva's doing a tremendous job of profiling the WBBL. It's team that's many wonderful athletes right across the league. So thank you, Eva, for joining us here at the Lagoon at Paisley for this match-up. We hope you're enjoying alongside everyone else in attendance today. Today's match. So we're enjoying half-time. Well, I'm so draw for winners very soon at the third quarter.
A very warm welcome back to the Lagoon Centre in Paisley for this clash between the Caledonia Gladiators and the Sevenoaks Suns. It's the Caledonia Gladiators who lead by 30 points to 28 after a very, very hard-fought couple of quarters. Both of these teams riding fairly high in the Women's British Basketball League standings. The Caledonia Gladiators came into this game second with 2 wins from their opening 2 games. They can join London on 3 victories at the top of the standings if they can hold on and win tonight. The Sevenoaks Suns have won 2 and lost 1 of their games so far. As I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, these 2 teams have also been drawn to face each other in the WBBL Cup. That's after the Caledonia Gladiators won an absolutely captivating clash against the Cardiff Met Archers in overtime last week. Coach Miguel Angel Ortega Marco with some final words for his Gladiators as they prepare to start the second half. And it looks like their starting five in the second period will be Chantel Handy, Erin Jones, Erin McGanachan, Robin Lewis and Tia Adams. For the Sevenoaks Suns, it's going to be Judith Fritz, Renee Bush, Julia Koppel, Ryan Bradshaw and Janice Monacana. And right away, the visitors tie the game with the opening play of the third quarter. Tia Adams looking for some movement. Erin Jones provides it. Jones out to Handy to beat the shot clock. McGanachan in to try and grab the rebounds. And she has the final touch. So it will be the Sevenoaks Suns to inbounds. And they have a chance to take the lead. On the start of this second half. Monacana out to Bradshaw. Round the corner to Fritz, and that's a gorgeous basket from the Sevenoaks Suns. Not much the Gladiators could have done about that one. And a perfect start to the second half in terms of offensive execution from the visitors. Robin Lewis tries to find Erin Jones, but Julia Koppel reads it. And the Suns have stepped up at the start of this second quarter. Good hand in there from Tia Adams, though. And Robin Lewis comes up with possession, gives it back to Adams. And that was unlucky, just danced along the rim. Bradshaw, good pass. Frenetic start to the third period here. Renee Bush, who started the scoring at the start of the third quarter, probably won't want to see that one back. Air ball. Maybe just caught up in the speed and haste that seemed to have gathered. It was swaying like a pendulum, the play, from one end of the court to the other. Tia Adams trying to bring some poise. Close attentions from Renee Bush. And the foul is called. Adams finds Lewis in space. Lewis dances round, and what a steal that is from Orion Bradshaw. She's had a wonderful game so far. Bush is fouled and will go to the line here. And the Sevenoaks Suns have shone brightly at the start of the third quarter. Now have the chance to take a two-possession lead. If Bush can make both of these go through the hoop, she does with the first one. And that's Renee Bush up to 9 points. The Sevenoaks Suns up to 34. And this is the biggest lead the visitors have had in the game so far. The Gladiators still without points in the third quarter. Can the skipper, Erin McGanachan, change that? Not this time, but she does well to take the offensive rebound, but then loses possession. Here's Fritz. Bradshaw. Len Bush's team have stepped up so far in this third quarter. Here's Renee Bush. Travelling called. And that's a poor turnover. Very much in the ascendancy, the Sevenoaks Suns and the Caledonia Gladiators. Just need to try and find some poise. Make sure they execute offensively. Robin Lewis goes round the screen of Erin Jones. McGanachan now has it. 8 on the shot clock. Robin Lewis Tries to find McGarrigan, who'll have to shoot. Does so, doesn't drop. Still deadlocked at the start of the third are the Caledonia Gladiators, and Renee Bush comes out to complete another fast break basket for the Sevenoaks Suns. And they have gone 8 points to 0 for the hosts. The Suns' searing start to this third quarter sees the Gladiators now 6 points behind in what's been a very, very close game so far. Work for Miguel Angel Ortega Marco and his coaching staff to do to reverse the momentum here. So the Caledonia Gladiators back out. They've conceded 8 points and scored none in the third quarter. Played 3 minutes and 15 seconds of that third quarter. As it stands, a little bit of rock and roll swagger needed for the hosts. Tia Adams trying to provide it, and has been the case for Tia so far in this game. She's getting to the basket, but just not quite managing to find the finish at the rim. Monacana up with the three. Chantel Handy comes down with the rebound for the Gladiators. Need to find some points from somewhere here, the hosts. As for the Sevenoaks Suns, their defence has been resolute. Adams, nice switch. Robin Lewis round the corner, into McGarrigan, and that's better from the Caledonia Gladiators. Well run offence that time, and it had to be. The Sevenoaks Suns are shutting down so many avenues here. Renee Bush drops it off to Koppel. Monacana, good feet. McGarrigan in to grab the rebound. Tia Adams now streaking up court. Tia Adams, this time it manages to drop for Tia. Good finish from her. So all she's really been lacking is the ball going through the hoop in this performance. Hopefully that's an indicator that the trend is about to change for her. At least that's what she'll be hoping. Bradshaw drops it off to Monacana, and then Koppel free under the hoop. And you can't leave players free under the hoop. And then frustrated, Chantel Handy throws it in too quickly and turns the ball over. She then manages to ensure that the Gladiators will come up with possession. But even the veteran just losing her composure a little. Tia Adams. And 6 points for the game so far. 2 rebounds, 3 assists. That's a foul called on Julia Koppel. Adams nodded in agreement. She's sure that was the right call against the Austrian. Stashova tries to get herself free. I think Judith Fritz was just in slightly too close attention. Stashova gets to her spots and scores. It's been better from the Gladiators since that timeout. They're taking their time and running some sets. Erin Jones and Abby Wolf preparing to come on for the Caledonia Gladiators. That should add some bulk in the paint. Andy and McGarrahan go off. Ryan Bradshaw. Into Fritz. Monacana. And Renee Bush tosses it up. Lips out. Tia Adams with a great pass, and Erin Jones finishes it off. .38 apiece, and a timeout called by the Sevenoaks Suns. After the reverse at the start of the third quarter, the Gladiators have responded in excellent fashion. 38 points apiece with 4:09 left in the third quarter. We'll be back with you after this short timeout. In the meantime, enjoy the Proclaimers. Welcome back. Remains to be seen which one of these teams will be going from misery to happiness at the end of this tight-fought clash. The first time we saw any daylight between the teams was when the Suns created it at the start of the third quarter, but the Gladiators have closed up that gap. Talking of closing in gaps, Stashova almost managing to execute the steal there. In the other game played today, the Cardiff Met Archers beat the Durham Palatines by 89 points to 72. Auckland's Wolves, Nottingham Wildcats also coming up this evening. Double team on Renee Bush. She somehow finds a way out. Fritz is robbed by Abby Wolf. Erin Jones now to Tia Adams to complete the play for the Caledonia Gladiators. Hustle of the highest order. .40 points to 38 leads for the Gladiators, but Monacana could have put the Sevenoaks Suns back in front. Hits the rim though. Now Radka Stashova. The hosts finding their groove again. Erin Jones, just too much mustard on that one. Bradshaw comes down with the rebound, and she's done a bit of everything tonight. Great block by Tia Adams. The crowd are loving this in Paisley's Lagoon Centre. Erin Jones conceding possession that time. Bradshaw, big pass. Monacana can't control it, and it'll be a Gladiators ball. Robin Lewis to put in for the Gladiators. Adams, Lewis and Stashova is mobile and nimble. A triumvirate of guards as you'll find in this league. Abby Wolf uses her strength and bulk and nearly came down with the rebound as well. Monacana, Fritz is free, and the game is tied once again. This really is a battle between two teams who come from the upper echelons of the women's game in this country, defensively and offensively. Standards are high, and Stashova almost got it to drop as the shot clock buzzer sounded. Stashova, that's the second time In a matter of minutes, she's almost got into that passing lane in that area of the court to get the steal. T. Adams is off for Erin McGarrigan. No changes at this point for the Sevenoaks Suns. They have Bradshaw, Bush, Fritz, Richards and Monacana on. And here is Renee Bush. Fritz. Good handles from Bush. Hits the rim with the shots. And glassy to Erin Jones. Grabs the rebound. Now Robin Lewis. Abby Wolf goes up to set a screen. Lewis goes the other way. McGarrigan poised in the corner. Now it comes to the top of the arc. Gets it to Abby Wolf. Wolf. Lots of pressure on her. Good decision to find the pass. And they had two bites at it there, the Gladiators, and couldn't get it to drop. Janice Monacana just trying to calm things for the Sevenoaks Suns. Tossed up by Bush and tossed in. Renee Bush up to 13 points for the game. And the Sevenoaks Suns nudged themselves back in front in this tense encounter at Paisley's Lagoon Centre. Stashova. Erin Jones. Stashova. Floater goes up from Stashova and just rims out. Shots not dropping. Fritz to the other end. And those transition baskets could be the difference at the end of this game. Quick, easy points for the Sevenoaks Suns. McGarrigan had to work hard for it, but she gets two for the Caledonia Gladiators. 6-5. The countdown going on around us. Renee Bush will toss up and toss in. Buzzer beater from Renee Bush to extend the lead to 5 points to end the third quarter for the Sevenoaks Suns. Stunning poise from Renee Bush. And the Gladiators now will have a mountain to climb in the fourth, given how hard points have been to come by in this game. Do they have it in them to continue their unbeaten start to the season? Stay with us in the fourth quarter to find out. Ten minutes of basketball remain in this one, and it's a 5-point deficit for the host Caledonia Gladiators as they aim to keep their unbeaten start to the season alive. As for the Sevenoaks Suns, after an opening defeat to the star-studded London Lions, they have been very much cranking into gear. And in that third quarter, it was a barnstorming start from the visitors, and although the Gladiators fought back, the Suns had another couple of punches in them, and that's why they hold a 5-point lead. In particular, that dagger three from Renee Bush at the end of the third quarter. How key could that prove when all is said and done here this afternoon? Monacana. You sense that confidence is growing among the Sevenoaks Suns. They're playing with swagger and plenty of pace. Gladiators leading on some of their more experienced players here. It's been hard for either team to score in this game. Monacana exemplifying that with that three-point attempt. Radka Stashova. Now McGarrigan. Chantel Handy. Lewis to Adams. Shot clock counting down. T. Adams is going to have to toss it up and gets it to go. Been such an energetic performance from T. Adams tonight. She's not had the luck of the roll of the ball on every occasion, but she gets it that time. And in fairness, it was a very, very well executed layup. Bradshaw now. And there is a brilliant steal from Stashova. And that's the kind of fast break points we were talking about that the Sevenoaks Suns were getting. Defense creates offense, and it creates cheap points in transition. And the Gladiators have managed to get some of the starts of this fourth quarter. Two bodies lay prostrate on the deck there for the Gladiators, so the Sevenoaks Suns will feel that is a missed opportunity to come up with points there. 2 minutes played of this fourth quarter. Bradshaw. Here's Bush. Now Monacana has options, chooses to go to Bush. So many bodies around her. Koppel has to fling it up, but Bradshaw gets the rebound. And then Koppel gets the points to drop for the Sevenoaks Suns. Don't think anyone's quite sure what the officials are calling here. Well, Erin McGarrigan's going to shoot at the line anyway, and I think it's safe to say there's a little bit of confusion around this. Since a technical has been called. Didn't quite see the T sign from the officials. Len Bush, I think it's safe to say, is not happy with that call. He's still in conversation. Erin McGarrigan. Gets the points to drop, or the point rather, to drop for the Caledonia Gladiators. Just confirmation then that the technical foul was called against Ryan Bradshaw. She's only got 2 points tonight, but she does have 6 rebounds and 10 assists. Been so busy. Excellent performance from her. McGarrigan. Lovely handles from the skipper, and she levels the score. 49 points apiece. Neither team has cracked 50 yet, and we're 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. That tells you a lot about this game. But it's not been because of poor quality play. It's been resolute, stout defending from both teams. Julia Koppel, though, makes that look easy. And the Austrian with the buckets to help the Sevenoaks Suns over that 50-point mark and put them back ahead. Tia Adams Robin Lewis streaks towards the baskets and gets it to drop. Cobalt was fouled by Erin Jones there. It's going to come down to composure and execution, and Fritz needs to be careful of the 5-second call there. Renee Bush round the corner. Monacana tries to engineer space and does so. Experienced player showing her craftiness that time. Tia Adams just loses the handle but gets it back. Erin Jones in space. Similar to the position where she nailed that 3 against the Cardiff Met Archers. Tia Adams goes up, and it'll be an and one bonus opportunity for Tia Adams. She's really heating up as this game goes down to the wire in Paisley's Lagoon Centre. Up to a dozen points now. Tia Adams, 6 assists to go with that as well. And she now has the chance to put the Caledonia Gladiators back ahead on the scoreboards. Can't quite manage to do so. Monacana managed to escape a double team there. Renee Bush now up against Adams and managed to shoot over Tia to put the Sevenoaks Suns back in front by a pair. Adams, Bush showing good anticipation on the defensive end. Erin Jones to Chantel Handy, doesn't get the bucket to drop on either occasion, but she will go to the line for a couple of shots. And she got the second one to drop, then it would have been an and one opportunity. So Tia Adams comes off and Radka Stashova is back on. So the 5 for the hosts. Handy shooting right now. McGarrigan, Jones, Stashova and Robin Lewis. Koppel with the rebound for the Sevenoaks Suns. Gives it to Monacana. Oh, that's a huge 3 for the Sevenoaks Suns, and the advantage back to 5 points. Erin Jones now for the Gladiators. Gets the bucket to drop, and she falls in a heap. As does Janice Monacana. Both of these teams are leaving absolutely everything out there this afternoon.
Some raffle ticket winners as well. Raffle tickets at the ready. We'll announce them just shortly. You took a raffle ticket here this afternoon. Just going to announce the 2 winners. Next break of play.
Katie Cox, the youngster, puts the ball in and then gets it back for the Suns, but mishandled.
Raffle ticket winners with an orange ticket, 106 to 110.
Will be Cox again though.
The Robinson family, congratulations to you.
Cox over the top to Monacana. Now Koppel. Bush. Fritz had her foot on the line. Caledonia Gladiators men's team have a few members in attendance here, making plenty of noise at the far end of the hall, willing their female counterparts to try and be successful here. Stashova, now Erin Jones. Jones had a few around her, Chantel Handy. Oh, that's absolutely gorgeous from the veteran. Handy ties it up with a huge three. Monacana now coming. Cox, and it's out to Bush. Bush up with one hand, and what a response that is from Renee Bush. She's up to 24 points for the game now. A game where points have been hard to come by, and Renee Bush is making a mockery of that. Stashova for the Gladiators. Handy setting a strong screen. Robin Lewis with the shots and gets the juice to drop. Really good game of basketball this is now. Katie Cox, the GB under-16 captain, goes all the way and can't quite get the finish. Now a chance for the Gladiators to take the leads if they can execute. Stashova. It's the Slovakian now. Handy comes up to set the screen. Push there from Renee Bush, I think. So the Suns making a sub, and Ryan Bradshaw was getting a well-deserved rest, but she's now back on the floor. The youngster Katie Cox taking out the heat of battle, and a timeout in fact has been called with 3 minutes and 13 seconds left in this game, and there have been the odd occasion where either team has nudged a little bit further ahead, but for the most part this game has been within a 2 or 3 point margin, and there's only 1 point separating the teams with just over 3 minutes to go here. Take a short breather and come back for the conclusion of this game. Don't go anywhere.
Just a recap on those raffle ticket winners. At the end of the match, you can come down and get your prizes at the merchandise stall. First winner was orange tickets 106 to 110, winning a signed Caledonia Gladiators t-shirt. The Robinson family there. And the second winner, orange 96 to 100. The signed foam finger is yours. That's to Jacob Morris. So well done, Jacob. And well done the Robinson family, 2 of our winners here with us this afternoon. Close fourth quarter then, driven by 1, Gladiators fans, we need you for the last few minutes of the match.
A little bit of music to add to the atmosphere here, as if it needed any. This game has been just as entertaining as billed, and this fourth quarter is what it's all going to come down to. Stashova tosses it up. Can't hit the rim, so it's a shot clock violation. Couldn't find anyone in space on that possession, the Caledonia Gladiators. And now the Sevenoaks Suns have the chance to increase their leads. Coach Miguel Angel Ortega Marco, just off your screen in discussion with the officials, just seeking some clarity. And Ryan Bradshaw has it for the Sevenoaks Suns. Monacana. Bush didn't start the game but has played heavy minutes and has been the top scorer by a considerable margin. Renee Bush. Koppel flings it up, and Erin Jones comes down with the rebounds. Don't think she's going to keep her streak of double-doubles going. 7 points and 7 rebounds so far. Needs some help now, Erin Jones. Gets it from Stashova. Less than 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jones is going to heave it, and it didn't have enough on it. The strong defense of the Sevenoaks Suns has left the Caledonia Gladiators without answers in the last couple of possessions, and probably timely then for coach Miguel Angel Ortega Marco to take a timeout. Just to try and focus the minds ahead of this final push in the final 2 minutes and 13 seconds that remain in this game. The score: Caledonia Gladiators 60, Sevenoaks Suns 61. While the coach is doing his bit, we'll just run through some stats for you. Renee Bush, the runaway top scorer in this game. She has 24 points, just one double-double to speak of. That's Janice Monacana with 12 points and 10 rebounds. I've already mentioned that Ryan Bradshaw. She's dished 10 assists in this game for the Caledonia Gladiators. It's been a far more balanced scoring effort. Both teams 47% on two-pointers. The Caledonia Gladiators 28% on threes. The Sevenoaks Suns 26%, and that's despite a strong start from both teams, but where the difference could come. The Sevenoaks Suns are 12 of 18, 66% from the line. The Caledonia Gladiators just 4 of 12, 33%. Koppel from three, not her strong suit, but the lack of coverage on her kind of dictated that she had to take that shot. We're under the 2-minute mark left in this game. A travel called on Erin Jones, and just when it was least needed. Fritz gets it in. Bradshaw up against Lewis. Drops it off for Ryan Bradshaw and then falls to the floor. And the officials call the foul on Chantel Handy. Third personal foul for her in this game. Joins Fritz and Koppel on three fouls. 3 fouls leading to free throws. There's a tongue twister. I'll be practicing in my bedroom tonight. Another foul called. Less than 90 seconds to go here. It's a 1-point ball game. Erin Jones comes off with Tia Adams back into the fray. So it's Bradshaw, Fritz, Bush, Monacana and Koppel. That's thrown away though to Stashova. Stashova shoots and gets it to drop, and the Caledonia Gladiators lead here. Here's Koppel. Really expensive turnover for the Sevenoaks Suns. Do they have an answer here? Gladiators come up with the steal. Erin McGannigan has it. Wherever you look, there seems to be a defender in the way, no matter which team you're talking about. The Gladiators lead by a point. 8 on the shot clock. Adams dishes it to Stashova! Right down the hatch from Radka Stashova. And the Caledonia Gladiators lead by 4. As we enter the final 40 seconds here. Just 43.8 left on the clock. And after being up against it throughout this game, and especially this second half, the Caledonia Gladiators have carved out a 2-possession lead with less than a minute to go. The vast majority of spectators in here are on their feet. And after a tense and fraught match, the party might be about to begin for the Gladiators and their supporters. Coach Miguel Angel Ortega Marco dishing out instructions. Just going to make sure that everyone is well drilled for this. This would be such a big victory, even this early in the season for the Gladiators. The win against the Cardiff Met Archers was special because of the nature of it. That huge three from Erin Jones, and then managing to get the better of things in overtime. Big morale booster for them to go to 3-0 in all competitions. A win today would take them to 3-0 in the Women's British Basketball League standings. And the Sevenoaks Suns are without doubt the best team that the Caledonia Gladiators have faced so far. Anyone who's watched basketball will know, though, 43.8 seconds, that's a lifetime in this sport. Erin McGanachan called for the foul. So it's going to be Fritz to inbound again for the Sevenoaks Suns. Fritz, Monacana, Bush, Bradshaw and Koppel on the floor for the visitors, and it's Monacana up with the three, then Bradshaw in with a huge rebound, can't get the points to drop, and Robin Lewis comes away with possession, and then Radka Stashova is fouled, and that was quite a hard foul. Just close up to us here, she's lifted to her feet by her teammates, had to take the foul there, the Sevenoaks Suns. Coach Miguel shouting from one side of the court to the other to dish out his instructions. Chantel Handy, of course, one of his assistants, just trots over. And the hard nature of the foul means that Radka Stashova will have a clear view here as she tries to increase the advantage for the Gladiators. First one goes through. Just the 6th free throw in 16 attempts. Second one does too. And the Gladiators leads and will have possession as well. Janice Monacana penalised for the unsportsmanlike conduct. Tia Adams has possession, and she'll be next to go to the line for the Caledonia Gladiators, but they have a 6-point advantage with less than half a minute to go here. Big free throws from Radka Stashova. Tia Adams takes her tally personally to 13 for the night. Stashova has 18. And so many of those have come at vital times in the game for the Gladiators. Tia Adams gets it up to 69 to 61, the advantage for the Gladiators. Hand in from Stashova. She's been fantastic tonight. Dozen seconds on the clock. Surely the game is gone for the Sevenoaks Suns. They concede possession and the Gladiators can cap it off. Chantel Handy does exactly that. The Caledonia Gladiators are going to come away with a win here, and a huge victory it is. In this final quarter, they scored 29 points to just 14 for the Sevenoaks Suns, and after what was such a tense and hard-fought game throughout, the Gladiators have come away with a double-digit victory. What a statement from these women. The rest of the British Basketball League will be looking at this result and thinking, wow, a double-digit win. That doesn't really tell the story here. But in sport, it's all about the end result. And Renee Bush, who's at the forefront of those handshakes for the Sevenoaks Suns, she put in a magnificent display. 24 points individually for her. But the Gladiators had balanced scoring throughout the team and were led by Radka Stashova's 18 and Tia Adams with 14 points and 7 assists. but it's about the spirits. It's about the never say die attitudes and the will to win. And in true gladiatorial fashion, the Caledonia Gladiators have come away with victory today. They're now 3-0 for the start of the Women's British Basketball League season. And of course, they're back in action tomorrow. Make sure and join us once again. But for tonight, it's the Caledonia Gladiators who finish winning by 71 points to 61 over the Sevenoaks Suns. Thanks for enjoying the game with us.